All right, y'all, let's get into Shayla. Girl, you get them, or should I say, you keep them or lose them how you got them. Did you really think you were going to keep Anthony? Did you really think eventually he was not going to want his wife back? Did you really think you were going to be able to keep his interest through sex and through those little bending over with a nice little maid outfit? Did you think that was really going to keep him? Honey, let me tell you something about men when it comes to sex, okay? Yes, they love sex, but eventually they're going to want something more. They are. They're going to want somebody that they can have a conversation with. Eventually, it's going to hit home that they miss home. Because there's a lot of men that have divorced their wives and they now regret it. Because being out here and everything's cracked up to be. And it ain't. So like I said, I knew eventually that once that baby got here, the thrill was going to be gone. I knew when they came back and Anthony started them counseling sessions, I knew something was going to happen that was going to hit home. And thank you to that counselor, because she did her job. She did exactly what she was supposed to do. I said it was going to be a method to that woman's madness. Because, honey, when it comes to certain people, that's the way they're supposed to. Because, again, she talked to Anthony first before she talked to Amber. So as everything started coming out, that's now why they're both talking about it from both perspectives. Because both of them cheated the exact same way. The question is, are both of them going to grow as better people from it? That's the question. Now, both of them become better people from this situation, and it come out that Shayla is not, that baby is not his, and it come out about Wayne, and they realize that both of them were the serpents that came into Adam and Eve just separately and destroyed their marriage. Can they work it out? Yes, because both of them are better people. Sometimes in some situations, it can be worked out. It's going to take a lot, but can it be worked out? Yes. But what it's going to take is both of them letting go of that marriage and saying, you know what? It's over. Go ahead and date again, get to know each other, learn, matter of fact, learn from all of this. Amber, don't have your family back over there. Don't have everybody walking in and out your house. Don't be telling all your business. Anthony, you make sure you don't get drunk. Amber, you don't make sure you leave your husband by himself when he's drunk. And none of this would have happened. So again, all it was is their marriage was tested by the devil. That's all it was. And they both fell into it. And that's the one thing about negativity. It ain't never going to want to see a person positive, happy. So yeah, you're going to have temptations, you're going to have influences, manipulation, bamboozling, leading people astray. But if you really love that person, there is nothing, and I mean nothing, that anybody can do to make you go against them. So let me give you a good example. Let's say I was married, and let's say my husband went out of town with his secretary, and the secretary tries to come on to him. So he goes into a room, and he is in his room, and he's talking to me on the phone, and we're just talking, laughing, joking, as we always do. And he says, somebody at the door, I'll call you right back. But he keeps me on the phone. He keeps me on the phone because he sees old girl. And old girl is in his room, naked. So he walks in his room, or now goes to the door, whichever way. She comes in, and she's naked. And he says, I'll call you back. So he says, what are you doing? But he don't hang up. He puts the phone down. I get to hear everything. So he goes, the girl's talking about, I've been wanting you all this time, and she don't love you, and blah, 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 blah. Not knowing, I'm listening to this whole entire conversation. So my husband persists to say, put back your clothes on. This ain't happening. Why is this not happening? Sweetheart, I love my wife. Sweetheart, you're a gorgeous woman, but you ain't my wife. My wife has helped me build this company. My wife has been there from day one. And no, my wife may not be so on and so forth, but guess what? In every other way that count, she is 80% compared to your 20%. But what I am going to tell you to do, I'm going to pray for you. That's what I'm going to do for you. Put on your clothes and get that harlot spirit out of you. Because, sweetheart, there is no amount of sex that's going to make me leave my wife. There's no amount of what you look like that's going to make me cheat on my wife. I love my wife. I am a man of God. And the one thing that as a man of God, I made vows to that woman. For better or worse, for richer, for poorer, for sickness and health, for sick and all other, doing only unto me. My wife has fought with me through the trenches. My wife does not deprive me of sex. My wife and I have a great marriage. And we travel around the world, and we were there to the trenches of having nothing. And now we have something. You really think I'm going to destroy my marriage for you? When that woman has been there for me and has been my backbone, that woman has kept me focused. That woman has prayed over me every single day. I almost lost her. I'm not losing my wife. I'm sorry. You need to get your clothes on and you need to get out. She's like, but she's not here. And then he turned the camera, he turns it around. I said, oh, but I am here. What do you think you're doing? You heard my husband. You guys that get 30 seconds to get your stuff and get out of my husband's room, or I'm calling the police and having you locked up. Did you really think my husband hung up knowing that it's a possibility you're going to try to do some type of sexual harassment, or you're going to try to say that he did something to you? When I'm on the phone, do you not know I'm recording this whole entire conversation? Sweetheart, I am sitting here recording you. So there's no way in the world you're going to destroy my husband. What you are going to do is turn in your 30-day notice, your 2-week notice, and you going to get paid for 2 weeks. And you ain't even got to work the 2 weeks. You just need to go. You're fired. She gets up, she pack her stuff, and she get out. That's a man that loves his wife. That's a man that's never going to be in a position where that woman can do any type of sexual harassment. Nothing. A man that truly loves his wife, number one, ain't never going to drink without her being present. Number two, I don't care how beautiful the woman is. He is not leaving his wife. Why? Because they built something that cannot be torn down. So like I said, in the end, not every man is going to feed into lust. Not every man is going to feed into gluttony or sloth or wrath or any of that. There are men out here that genuinely love their wife and will never put themselves in a position to be tempted because they already know what temptation is. I wish more men thought like that, but unfortunately they don't. So in the end, this is a lesson for both of them. This ain't nothing but Adam and Eve. And we all go through it every day where we're all going through temptation and manipulation and bamboozling and leading somebody astray all day, every day. The question is, are you going to feed into it or are you going to say no? Because by saying no, the blessings you get from saying no is way better than the temptation that you feed in and fall into. Just saying. So again, there are two serpents in this situation. There is Shayla and there is Wayne. But Wayne ain't never going to be held accountable because Anthony nor Amber have held him accountable. But Amber holds Shayla accountable. Honey, Wayne is just as much a snake in this situation as Shayla is. They're two of the same cloth. The only difference is he's a man, she's a woman. There's no difference. Both of them seduced both of them. Both of them got them to eat off the fruit that they weren't supposed to eat off of. You ain't supposed to feed into the harlots, succubus, and Jezebels. And you ain't supposed to feed into the male version of it either. There are male versions of these same characters. There are male harlots. There's male succubus. There are sirens. Yeah, they're male and female both. So at the end of the day, go back to Adam and Eve. Every time somebody tries to tempt you, every time somebody tries to manipulate you, go back to Adam and Eve and just remember the serpent. And just say, serpent, I rebuke you and send you back from which you came. Because I am not going against God for you. Not going against the man that God sent me as my husband. And my husband is not where I need to feed into that. Again, I don't believe in infidelity. I've never cheated. I don't think it's worth it. I don't see the point. If I do mess with somebody else, I'm just going to end the relationship and walk away and take the consequences, repercussions, karma, action, behavior, choice, and decisions. So at the end of the day, if you're somebody that truly is of God, there is nobody and nothing except wrath that will stand in your way